Hey everybody, this is John. Welcome back to Tech Voodoo. Today we're going to talk on why I should have probably gone with Fathouse Performance here in Indiana instead of BoostWorks in Texas. Set of twin turbos on my 2017 GT350. I will be doing a video of the build list here later, but I just wanted to clear up a few things. First and foremost, Fathouse Performance. They are a great group of guys and they know what they're doing. And they're quick about getting their products in and out the door. If you want 1,000 horsepower out of your GT350, they could do it. I've got over 1,000 horsepower in this with a set of twin turbos. First and foremost, the reason why I regret going with BoostWorks. First, let's go ahead and clear up the air. Okay, I'm an automotive technician. I own my own business. I do performance and all other stuff. When I wanted to build this car, I didn't have the time because I was starting my own business. So I was concentrating on everything else and not on this car. So I wanted to find somebody to help me out with building this project. I ended up contacting Travis from BoostWorks, and he gave me a good deal, don't get me wrong, but there's a lot of things that I'd like to discuss and the reason why I should have gone with Fathouse and not with BoostWorks. So with that being said, I'm here to try to start my own business, my own shop. I have to buy the building, buy the equipment and everything. I'm starting from scratch. So I don't have time to do something like this. So I depend on somebody else. This is the only time I've ever depended on somebody else to build something for me. Everything else I've built myself. But this is my personal vehicle. I don't have time to work on it. So I'm gonna go with somebody else. I end up going with BoostWorks, and the work is pretty darn good, okay? Travis knows how to weld. He knows how to fabricate. This exhaust system right here, that looks pretty good. From the flange here back, this part right here is factory, and then this part right here is the double X pipe from, I don't remember who it was from, Corsa. It's from Corsa Exhaust. All right, so the double X pipe wasn't made by him. Neither was this section right here. But this section right here was made by him, and they're gorgeous welds. Don't get me wrong, he's a great fabricator. Now, I went ahead and got a set of comp turbos. Those work out great. He built the intercooler. The intercooler works wonderful. But this is the reason why I should have gone with Fathouse. Fathouse is a company that builds their product and puts it on the machine and stands behind their product. If something happens to any of these parts that they make, they will fix it for you. They stand by their word, they stand by their product. It's amazing. The problem with BoostWorks is I have not seen him stand by his product. BoostWorks uses the factory manifolds off the GT350, and he cuts and welds in sections so he can adapt the turbos onto the existing factory headers. Problem with that is I had the wastegate tube literally fall off. The welds themselves held, but the material, the cheap material that was used, did not hold. It physically cracked the pipe itself. Now, I called Travis and he said that he would fix it, but I'd have to ship him that header and then he'd fix it and then ship it back. I went ahead and fixed it myself. I went ahead and cut into it, put a new piece of piping in there and everything. But I am going to have to rebuild both headers because it's not a very good job. Now, this is money that I spent. So you're talking about $20,000+ invested into a kit and then having somebody put it on just to turn around and have things like this happen within months of owning it is very frustrating. Fathouse will take your vehicle, they'll rip it apart, they'll replace the things that are weak in the engine, they'll put it back together and put a turbo kit on there for you and tune it. BoostWorks does the same thing, except Fathouse gets it done within a couple of months. It took over a year for Travis to finish my car. The only thing he had to do was upgrade the timing, new head gasket studs, and then the turbo kit. That's a problem. It took him well over a year to get my car done. I also had the transmission swapped. I paid for a T56 Magnum. I got a T6060. Did I get any of that money back? No, I did not. The transmission's brand new, but the moment I pulled it on the trailer from picking it up at BoostWorks, it was leaking trans fluid. Why? Because they overfilled it with trans fluid. Just said to hell with it, the guy's here to pick it up anyway. We're just going to send it on its way. Didn't even try to remotely fix the issue. Now the problem is I paid $1,200 for a clutch system, and it is ruined because of transmission fluid. So, leaking transmission, broken manifold already. I've been fouling out spark plugs like crazy. The tune needs to be revised. I would like to take it back to the place that it was tuned, because the tune itself is a pretty darn good tune. So I'm not dissing the tuner here. I'm not dissing Travis as a person. The company itself is horribly run. They don't have time management, and they don't know how to spend money. So when I went ahead and sent the money over to get this car built, that money was gone and spent on a project even before mine. He used that money to finish a project. And now my project wasn't getting done because he's waiting on another project to come in and they could pay their bill so he could fix my car. His operation is he gets the money, he spends the money, and then the vehicle that the customer paid for is just going to sit there until he can get that type of money back to fix this car. I am not a big fan of that. The reason why I say Fathouse is better is because I haven't had any complaints. I haven't heard any complaints from friends from Fathouse. They absolutely love their product. They love their cars. It runs great. Meanwhile, I'm over here having to tear the transmission out of this, replace a clutch, front seal, and everything. And this car has only got 1,200 miles on the turbo kit. That's it. As far as quantity, or as far as quality goes, his welds are pretty darn good. His fabrication is good. But he does not know how to run a company, and I am sorry to say that. I've had a friend of mine that's had his car at BoostWorks for 2 years, and nothing has been done on it. He spent over $60,000, given $60,000 to this company at BoostWorks, and nothing has happened to the car. He's got the car back in his possession, and nothing's been done to it. There's no turbo kits, there's no manifolds, there's nothing. He's got nothing, and it's fighting back and forth between BoostWorks and him. And I'm frustrated because I told him that my Mustang, when I first got it, was pretty decent, but there was a few problems. But I also told him about my headache. He proceeded to go ahead and give Travis another chance, just like all of us have given him, and nothing has come about it. I'm sorry to say, but do not go to BoostWorks to have them work on your car. BoostWorks is just like MPI. They can make you a turbo kit, and they'll send it to you, and you bolt it on yourself. Fathouse is a fabrication company that will work on your car. They will put turbos on your car. They will tune it and make sure your car's running in tip-top shape before you get it back. And they will have it back to you in no time. Meanwhile, you have to wait months or years to get your car back from BoostWorks, and then it might not even be done, just like a buddy of mine's GT350 is not even remotely done. BoostWorks would be a great company if it was a bolt-on company. If all he concentrated on was making manifolds, exhaust pieces, and intercoolers, his company would thrive. But because he says that he can make a product that works and then not hold behind his word is something that's very frustrating to me. This car was built by BoostWorks, and I regret it every single day I fire it up. It's sad to say, that a company like that made me wait a year before I get my car back. And even after getting my car back, I have to go ahead and fix every single thing that's going on with this car. Grease zerk came out of the turbo, wasn't properly tightened. I had well over 25 nuts and bolts inside this belly pan when I brought it home. Just random nuts and bolts. The intercooler was held on by one bolt. The rest of them vibrated loose because they did not use thread lock or locking nuts. Instead, they just used regular cheap hardware. This is my frustrating part here. My frustrating part is the fact that I spent money for the first time in my life to let somebody else build my project, and it has completely failed me. Do not go to BoostWorks. If you want your car done right, go to Aldo in Texas, if you're from Texas, or head over here to Fathouse in Indiana. They're wonderful, great people, and they will get your car done as fast as possible, and they will make sure that your car is running extremely well by the time you pick it up. This car runs great, but the product that I paid for and the service that I paid for is beyond dissatisfying. I cannot begin to tell you how frustrating it is knowing that I've spent that type of money just to turn around and do every single thing that he has done over again. Like and subscribe, because there's a lot more on this car. I'm going to go through the build list. I am going to go through the headaches that I've had with BoostWorks, and I'm breaking it all down. I'm not here to put a bad name on BoostWorks. I'm just here to save people from going to the same mistake that I did, and the same mistake that my friend Jose did. My friend Jose didn't get his car for 2 years, and it's still not done, and that's extremely frustrating. I'm not here to put him down. I'm just here to tell you there's a lot better places to go than BoostWorks. You could buy an MPI kit. And it's a little less than this. You could buy an MPI kit, bolt-on kit, and the fabrication is horrible, but you know what you're getting. If Fathouse or if BoostWorks did what MPI does, they would be fine, because it would be a step up from MPI and a bolt-on kit. But for him to stand behind his product and say that he fixes stuff, that he will get it done in no time, is complete and utter nonsense. It's worthless. He's a great person, wonderful person, but he's got excuse after excuse, a reason why he can't finish your car. Don't go to him. I know plenty of guys that went through Aldo, and it's been amazing. They've been wonderful cars, absolutely wonderful cars. A buddy of mine, Matt in Texas, went through Aldo, and he's beating world records with his car. That's how amazing Aldo is. Fathouse here in Indiana is beating world records with their cars. That's how amazing they are. Have you heard of BoostWorks? If you have heard of BoostWorks, the only thing you've heard about BoostWorks is everything that's bad about BoostWorks. Why? Because he can't get his game. He cannot get his game on track. That's the reason why I'm making these videos. Stay tuned. Subscribe. Like these videos. I'm telling you what, because more of this is coming, and I have even bigger problems that's coming from that place in Texas, BoostWorks. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe.